Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Mediak podcast. And for us, it has been a while since we've recorded, but for you guys, we have had basically a weekly release. Um, uh, it's been a minute since we've talked about the second Shrek movie, and it's been a minute since we've watched the third one. So we've had time to fester and deal with it. Skylar is shaking his head. Why are you shaking your head?
In no amount of time will recover the absolute waste
It
that
was
I went
such a
through with
waste.
Shrek 2.
We watched it together, and because Skylar said, "I don't want to waste my money on this."
I said we shouldn't
Yeah,
spend
no,
more
you're
than we
right.
have.
You're correct. But he's so right. If we weren't sharing the price of the movie, man, it's not even worth $1. The
Yeah,
movie is so. I don't even know how I can describe it. I brought up my iPad. So me and Skylar sat.
disappointing.
It's very
It's so
disappointing.
disappointing coming from Shrek 2 to
Imagine
this.
I couldn't imagine like a teenager or someone who sorry, moving my mouse off of the stop recording button because I have a habit of doing that. Um I couldn't imagine being someone who could recall going to see Shrek 3 and being excited from Shrek 2 because like that amount of disappointment would just be innumerable because like I knew this movie was going to be bad because I saw it in theaters. I think that was the last time you saw it too, right?
Maybe. I don't even
Maybe.
know. I think I might have had it. Like, I think I might have seen it, like, on demand
Well, that's
or
fair,
something.
dude. It's fun. It's just like it's not it, man. It's not funny. The other two Shrek movies, even the first one that Skylar doesn't like, you can admit had a couple of jokes that cracked you up a bit, right?
Yeah.
We
Like, when I
laughed.
say I don't like it, it's not like, oh, it's
Well,
awful. It's
yeah,
just that, like, this one is,
yeah.
oh,
I was
it's
gonna say you hadn't
awful.
seen Shrek 3 at that point, and
Yeah,
that's
this
why you
one
didn't
is
like the
awful.
first one. This one was god awful, man. We laughed like two times. There's a moment at the end of the movie that my mom likes, and I think other than that, my mom just doesn't remember this movie in the slightest. And I think that's probably the biggest crime the movie does is be unbelievably forgettable.
I saw so whenever I was making the thumbnail for this,
Yes.
everything I saw, it was like 100 reasons why Shrek 3 is a masterpiece. You just don't understand it. And I was like, that is
That's a video I
clickbait.
don't want to
That is
watch.
clickbait.
That is a video I
Like,
don't want to watch.
yeah. It's like, oh, realize that I meant Shrek 2 instead of Shrek 3.
Yeah, that's
Like,
definitely what it was. At the end of the entire movie is a review of Shrek 2, and at the end of the movie they go, "Oh wait, I mixed up my numbers."
yeah. Like that's definitely what it is.
Yeah,
Like
something goofy about it.
there's what in this movie was above like a 7 out of 10 moment.
I don't
Is there
remember that.
anything?
There's something we laughed at something.
It was probably Puss in Boots.
It's probably a post. Oh wait, I think whenever it was a joke related to them switching, right? I like the donkey sound at one point whenever Puss
Oh
was
yeah,
trying to
that was
talk
it.
and it
That
goes,
was it.
that made me giggle. Not because it was genuinely funny, but because it just was out of left field in that movie. I was like, I wasn't
It was
expecting
also just
something.
kind of funny knowing that Puss in Boots was doing that,
Yeah.
and he was definitely
Good
like,
stuff.
like on the inside, and then Donkey got like a hairball like right before,
Yeah.
so I knew something was happening, but I didn't know what, and it was just like at nowhere. It made me laugh.
And like
That one actually made me
at
laugh. I
that
forgot
point
about
in the
that.
movie, I feel like we were only like half paying attention because of how bored we were. Because all of the plot points in this movie are unbelievably generic. Like specifically, man, I can't even go. There's so much bits that are just generic, like having the exact same villain with the exact same motivations as the first movie. And honestly, when we started the film, I actually was like, "That's a decent idea," because he has somewhere to go. Like we've seen this character, he doesn't have to be introduced; he can just develop. But they just like drop him in like 10 minutes. He just doesn't come back ever until like the end of the movie, and then they have to follow this stupid plot line of Shrek not wanting to be king. Why is Shrek gonna be king? Like that always that bothered me because I feel like
Yeah, and
he
that didn't
shouldn't
even
be
get
the one in line.
it didn't even get resolved.
And it didn't get resolved. It literally didn't because like he's not the king in the third one. I mean the fourth one, if I'm not wrong. And like,
I don't
didn't
know.
Arthur not want to do it at the end of the movie? I don't know,
He,
man. It was
like
so
it
dumb.
was like he didn't want to be tricked into doing it, so Shrek is like, you get to pick.
Oh yeah,
This
dude.
time we listen to you.
Dude, I feel like Justin Timberlake was getting into acting, and they were like, "We just need to get him in this movie." So they wrote up the dumbest plot line ever and wasted like a really cool. Like I understand that Shrek's entire like the series of Shrek, his entire thing is to just make fun of all of the different legends and stuff like that. But I feel like They literally just rubbed King Arthur through the ground and just made it disgusting. It was
Yeah.
not my favorite, man. They did Zorro right by making him Puss in Boots, and he's an absolute goat. But I don't know, man.
Puss in Boots is still the best thing in the
True.
universe.
Here's the only like funny part about the movie in the slightest. The plot line. Oh my god, the plot line about the baby is really that scene at the beginning when he gets on the boat. It's just so cringe, man. I really got no other word for it other than cringe. Like you can't watch that without being upset. Like why is Shrek having that kind of dream in no universe? She just told him that she was pregnant, not that she was having twins. It just so happened that he had 3 kids, but he had a dream about 1,000,000,000 of them, and I'm like, Jesus, where did this come from?
I apologize. I started having a laughing fit because I recalled the moment in which Donkey passed out, and then Puss went.
So you were thinking about a better movie.
That
Should
was
you say
I was
Donkey?
thinking about Puss in Boots,
So
and
good.
that was still so funny to me.
It
But
is
yeah, that I thought was so dumb. Like Shrek obviously was very uncomfortable with it, but he did so good at also making me uncomfortable.
True, man.
Like
And then it
like I
had
know it
like
was
the
probably
fake out
supposed to,
wake
but
up whenever he woke up, and then Donkey had a baby face, and I just like, what the? Stop it, man! Stop it.
yeah, like I like it was good if they
You need to
didn't.
look up
I think
something.
if they didn't have the dream and you just kind of knew it was like on Shrek's mind,
Mm-hmm.
it would have been better. Like maybe he was just like extra jumpy
Well,
or
this has
something,
the.
or he was just
This is
unnoticeably more stressed or something. I think that would have been a better way to do it because I don't think that the dream
man,
was
this is shorter
really
than the second one.
necessary.
I did
It's
not.
shorter.
Yeah, I did not. I
I
was
did
looking
not
that
think
up
it's
because I
shorter.
was gonna say I really felt like this movie was 2 hours long, but no, it was 1 hour and 33, which is not good. I think this follows the. So this is gonna be a weird sentence because I think that all 3 of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies are the exact same quality, but it's very clear that the third one is not
Is that
as.
Toby?
Yeah,
Okay.
the third one has problems, and it's because there's too much going on in it, and that translates perfectly into this third one because there's just too much going on with it. I feel like if we dropped the baby plotline because that had almost no relevance in the entire movie at all, except for like Shrek awkwardly pretending to be King Arthur's father at like 2 points of the movie just was very uncomfortable and weird and didn't
Yeah.
connect those 2 plot points in the slightest. It just made me like cringe a little bit. That,
Yeah.
I'm using that word too much. It's just basically what the movie is, man.
In this movie, I think King Arthur was the best because at least I could see his progression. I don't know. I
Uh,
felt like I could see it better than Shrek. Oh, Shrek's just all over the place
yeah,
all the time. I mean, Donkey's never really in the main light. King Arthur, he's like, oh, you like don't be mean because you never know who might be a king or
yeah,
something like that. And then the entire time he was like, okay, I got to be the king. I got to be the king. I got to be the king. And then he was tricked into it, and he was never actually supposed to be, and that he was being
but
again made fun of again. And then he got mad, and then he's like, I,
no,
I don't
okay.
know.
I see where you're going, and I like I like your grasp at hope there. But like,
Yeah,
I don't
it's
even
such a
know,
grasp.
man, because
I don't
I gotta try to put this in the words real
like.
quick.
I feel like at least his points are the closest to
Yes,
connecting.
but he was
They
just
did too much
so
against him.
upset at that moment where Shrek was like, "I don't want to be king," but that holds like no importance at all because he still is just the next. Why does it matter that he was first in line? What
Yeah, he was
matters
like
is that he's
May.
gonna be king. It's not like Shrek lied to him about that. Just
Yeah,
whatever, bro.
like
Garbage.
I don't know. He like I think if he didn't get mad and he's like, "Oh, so you just don't want to be king,"
Yeah,
and like it's like, "No, that's why I think you should be the king. You're next." And then he's like, "Okay," and then he was like training to become the king the whole time and like
yeah.
gaining more like responsibility, more like mindness, and starting to like get more comfortable with himself. That would have been better than
I
him
just
being
remember
mad.
that there was an action sequence at one point in the movie, like right in the middle, whenever they're at Merlin's place. Because I was thinking about as you were guiding me through the advanced version of Arthur's character arc, like the one that we wish we could have seen. I remembered that didn't they have like a fight sequence at Merlin's place?
I
Didn't
I
they?
think they did.
I think they did.
I don't remember.
Were they? How did the bad guys get
I
there? Were they? They were
remember
hunting Arthur,
Merlin
weren't
was
they? The wizard.
one where he like changed them, right?
Yeah,
Because
he
I
went.
believe that he launched spells at them, and that was it.
Yes, but like I'm trying to think. Like, how did that have any impact on the plot whatsoever? Where did they come from? Where did they go? Where did they go? Sorry.
Yeah. I don't know. I
God,
straight up
man.
couldn't tell you.
I feel like half this movie didn't have to be here, and it's not even a long movie.
Yeah, I know. Like, I feel like this could have been a 40-minute movie, and it would have been like from I don't like I'm not gonna say like a number like this out of 10 to like like it was not a very high change, but it cut 2 or 3 plot points, like 4 or 5 characters. You might have something.
I think this movie single-handedly dropped the entire reputation of the Shrek franchise because like I don't I was talking to Chandler right before. Chandler's one of my roommates. Oh, by the way, new setting for anyone
Oh,
who
actually, you
yeah,
move in?
shut up, bro. Yeah, I'm for anyone who's been watching, the reason why we stockpiled podcasts because I was moving into college and Skylar was starting his classes. Today is actually the first day of classes, and that is going good. I just read an econ chapter right before joining here. But yeah, this is my new room. That's the shelf. It's much closer this time.
So
I
you can
added,
actually see
huh?
it.
Yeah, so you can actually see it better. I don't think there's anything noteworthy on there. Maybe a game that I'm thinking about reviewing over there.
Dragon Ball, top left.
There, Dragon Ball. Yeah, that's that. Those are the chapters in which Goku and Vegeta turn into Super Saiyans for the first time. So, those are necessities to stay with me.
Spoiler.
Oh wait, actually, I have something really cool I bought. I don't know where to put it on my shelf yet, so I haven't. But this is
Oh, Jujutsu Kaisen?
This is yeah, it's the movie one. It's Utah.
Oh, that is sick.
Yeah, so
Utah
I
is
saw
one
it
of my
at
favorites.
Target for $7, and I was like, oh, that is a must.
Target's clutch at
Target's
that.
clutch. I'm
It's
gonna.
like the 10% off.
Yeah, it was 20 actually. It was 20%.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. I while I was at
Cool.
Target, I bought another thing, and I'm thinking it's the thing I was pointing at right there. Not the Spider-Man comics. Those are the first two Miles Morales comics. Not ever made, but whenever he first came out, I thought it was really cool, and I went to the comic store whenever I was like 9 or something like that, and I bought them, and I found them recently, and I'm like, oh, I should definitely put this up on the shelf. That's a really cool thing. But in front of that is a video game that I'm probably making a video on in like 2 months. Because I'm finishing Broly, and then you guys probably can't even translate what that is. But that's good, because that means it's a hint.
Yeah,
Or
spoiler
something
for
like that.
everybody on YouTube.
Spoiler! Yeah, but
Not Spotify.
before we get back into Shrek 3 for the last little bit.
There is a scene in particular that I do want to talk about because we were both hating on it as it was
Okay.
going on.
Okay, yeah. Well, let's talk about that, and I'll talk about my personal video stuff afterwards.
All right.
Yeah. All right, hit it.
What about the king's death when he dies like 5
One of
times?
the worst moments in the freaking movie. Actually, one of the worst moments in cinema history. That's not true.
Is that one of the worst moments in the movie? Is that the worst moment
I
in the
think
movie?
that's the worst moment in the movie because, like, he just the king was.
What about all the scenes where you saw Shrek's toes for no reason?
Oh, dude, why did you bring that up?
Because I got to talk about all the
That's
ones that
so
was unnecessary.
It was unnecessary, man. But
When he actually animated that.
that is true. I kind of forgot about that bit and like the forcing them into their clothes. Why did you have to mention that, man? That brought in like a PTSD picture into my brain of Shrek's toes, and I just was like, ugh. Yucky,
Oh, yeah.
bro.
I just wanted you to know there's competition.
The director was like, I feel so bad for someone. That some poor soul some poor intern that was working on that moment, and the director was like, dude, you got to make his toes look nice.
Bro, I better see every hair on those toes.
Oh my god. Oh, I was gonna make
It's
a joke
so
about
bad.
toenails, but I couldn't even
Ugh.
make myself do it. That is disgusting. That movie is
Yeah.
so vile. Okay, the king dying. In the second movie, the king was played for jokes a lot, but I don't think that gave the third movie the right to literally turn him into a joke character. Sorry, I don't know if I unplugged anything. Especially as he was dying, because that really kind of took the weight out of what should be a kind of sad moment. Just because the movie is a comedy doesn't mean that every moment of the movie has to be a comedy. And then it is followed up by a really freaking stupid song that plays during the funeral. And
Yeah, I forgot.
God, just because the song has "die" in it doesn't mean you have to put it in this funeral scene. Like that doesn't make any.
It's like such like an upbeat song. It
It's
does not
exactly
fit.
like what happened with 2016 Suicide Squad, where they just put like a random song in at the moment because they're like, oh yeah, like whenever they're flying to New Orleans and they play the song that says the word New Orleans once in it. I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Oh yeah, there
Oh
it
yeah,
is.
I see the connection. That was cool. I got that. That's how you make a good movie.
Oh, one of the other scenes that was like for the like adults, I guess, is whenever is it this one? Shrek? Oh yeah, Shrek leaves to talk to the king. Wait, and then like the lick on the face, is that like Shrek getting licked or Fiona getting licked on the face, and then saying,
Oh
"Oh,
no no no
Shrek." Was
no
that
no!
two or three?
I think that was in the third. I think it was in
I
the
don't
third one.
remember.
It's been two. It's been like a week and a half since we watched this, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah, and it was like, oh
Yeah,
Shrek, stop. That was the no. That was the third one. That was the third one. Yeah,
that was the third
that
one.
was the third one. Yeah,
Where did Shrek go?
he was
Did he
on the
go read her
boat.
diary?
He was on his boat.
No, boat.
He was going to King Arthur. It wasn't it the night afterwards in the little
I don't
puppy.
know because I get it mistaken with the
Right, because
scene where
Shrek left in the second one.
yeah, that's to go to the woods and he found Puss in Boots. So I think that's what I'm confusing it with. I think that was the scene because I don't know. I actually don't know. Oh no.
Well, okay, so if it was in the third movie, that was kind of funny. But if it wasn't, then it was kind of funny, but it was in a good movie.
Yeah, it's either really funny in a bad movie or pretty funny in a good movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm actually
Uh,
so upset. I thought that was in 3, but now that I think about it, I think it was 2.
now, I honestly have no idea. I couldn't tell you.
Make sure to let us know in the comments
Yo, dude,
below
let us
who's
know in the
right.
comments below.
Zach's 2. I'll be movie
What?
3.
No, I said three. I said three. You're two.
Okay, I'll be 2.
Yeah.
Zach will be 3.
Yeah, man, I'm defending the bad one. That's the point.
Yeah, make sure to let us know down in the comment
Yeah.
section.
Didn't I was on something else about something in that movie, man.
We were talking about the death scene, and then you talked about the poor the poor song placement.
Right. Okay. And then I was gonna go into because you were saying something funny, and I was gonna talk about the bridal shower scene because my mom my my mom thinks that's hilarious. She thinks that from the moment like where they're talking in the prison to when like they like sing and beat up all the tree people. My mom thinks that's so funny, and specifically the moment where the queen like slams her head against the wall and breaks open the door. Like my mom just
I could
cracks
see
up
mom
during
laughing at
that.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see her laughing at that, especially like whenever they're handing the gifts, and it was like the gifts were awful, and she's just like kind of like
Where's the
chuckling to
baby?
herself a little bit. Yeah,
Where's the
like
baby?
here's a babysit. Yeah, I could see her like chuckling like a little bit at that, and then whenever they're like hiding away, and then they start interrogating. It was the gingerbread man,
Oh yeah, dude.
Pinocchio.
Oh my god. Oh, don't even
Um,
with that. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I blocked that out of my head. Ah,
that was such an odd sequence, but
odd.
gingerbread man. Oh,
That made me
gingerbread man's
so.
another good character.
Mm, no, that was so bad, man. Like you don't
That
even.
was so bad.
Whenever he just was like, I don't even know what they were trying to get at with that. Was he like seeing his life flash before his eyes because he was getting yelled at, and then he just like loses consciousness? That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I know he's made of sugar. I don't even know.
It's made of sugar. His flashback is like before him being baked, before he's
don't-
actually alive.
I don't.
Like,
I
how do you
don't
remember that?
I don't. I don't get it.
Oh,
And,
they
and then
massacred your
followed
boy,
by
Zach.
the pig just yelling what was happening. Isn't that's how
Yeah.
the bad guys get to the thing is because
I think, yeah, the pigs.
I'm hyperventilating.
They massacred your boy, though. How do you feel that they treated your boy Gingerbread Man like that?
I don't even care, man. I don't even care. Screw the gingerbread man.
No, what about the big one in 2?
Oh, the big one's cool. I like it.
Yeah, I forget his name.
Mondo.
Yeah.
Big guy. I
Yeah.
like him. I like him. He's different though. He's not the gingerbread man. He's the gingerbread giant.
the gingerbread giant. Yeah,
Yeah, I like him. I don't like the boy. I don't like the boy in this one. He was funny in the first one and the second one, but God, like I swear I can't remember any other scene with him other than that one. But
was
that
there
shouldn't
a
have pissed me
scene?
off as much as it did, man.
Was this the movie in which Pinocchio was turned
I know.
into
Okay,
a real boy and then back and then into a real boy and then back again? No, that was with the wit. No. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm mixing these two up so bad.
I
Is
also
Shrek
don't.
3 actually that bad where I don't like
No,
want to
that
remember?
one I think was the second one.
That I think it was
I think that
too.
was the second one. The scene with Pinocchio I did like actually is in the scene that I hate with the pig and gingerbread man, because the way that Pinocchio was like
Yeah.
switching his words around was actually really endearing to me. I actually thought that was quite funny, and I didn't know how the scene was going to end because it's been that long since I've seen the movie, and I was like, is this actually going to be a good scene? And then the pig was like, oh, I know where Shrek's at, and I was like, okay, well, of course not. You started a good thing and you had to ruin it.
Yeah, Pinocchio was like, "Well, I wouldn't
I,
be
I what
lying
are
if
you
I told
supposed
you
to?
I didn't really know the entire details because there's a portion of the like, and then like
I
just
wouldn't
something
be lying
uber
if I did
specific."
not did tell you that, and I was like, oh my god, this is actually kind of cute, and then it wasn't.
Yeah, he's defending. He's life on the line. He
Hmm.
clutched, and then the pig sold. The
Pig
three
sold so
pigs,
hard.
right?
He did. So it was literally like somewhat. We're going in Fortnite terms now because this is what I know Skylar knows. Like one
Yeah.
of his homies was downed. Pinocchio picked up his reboot card, revived him, and then the homie was like shooting randomly so that the bad guys would know where he's at.
Yeah, basically
Idiot.
what Zach's getting at is
Idiot.
Gingerbread Man got down because he was unconscious. Pinocchio was solo squatting. The team that came in picked up Gingerbread Man's reboot card, and then as they were waiting to revive, the pig just shot him in the head.
I wish that was possible in Fortnite, man. That would make me
Yeah,
play it.
friendly
If
fire.
friendly fire was possible in Fortnite, I would actually play it.
That's so funny. You would just shoot Skylar and
I
Caden
would.
randomly.
I would just do that because I know they would get mad.
Caden probably wouldn't.
What? I feel like Caden would get
Caden
more
wouldn't.
mad than Skylar.
No, he'd get fake mad,
Ah, that's fair.
where he would just like start roaring
Yo,
into
bro,
the.
stop it.
No, he'd be like, "Rah," and then like start chasing you down, kill you, revive you, kill you again, revive you again.
No, dude, I would do that to Skylar. I'd be like, yo, a guy. Oh no, sorry, where I'm going. I revive him and then I do it again. That'd be so funny. That's the only reason to play Fortnite. Speaking of, for anyone who didn't get the Snapchat picture that I sent to Skylar, which is like everyone who might be watching this, they mentioned Fortnite in my econ book, and I thought that was hilarious.
That is funny.
Yeah,
That
it
is
made me
so funny.
happy.
Skylar even responded. We all just yelled "Fort"
Fort.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good stuff.
Okay. Do you want to get onto your personal stuff now? I'm kind of tired of
No,
talking about Shrek.
yeah, no, me too, man. I'm looking at it, and we're only at 23 minutes, but I honestly don't know what more we can say about this garbage ass movie except don't watch it.
Yeah, don't really watch it. If you are a fan of Shrek, you like the first two
If you're
and the fourth.
correct, well,
The
actually, we
fourth
could
one's
talk
really the
about that.
third movie.
Yeah, we could talk about that next week. Whoa, but
What?
whoa, but
I'm just excited for Puss in Boots, man.
I'm excited for the first one. I haven't seen that one in forever.
I haven't either. It's been so long.
I know it's
I'm gonna
crazy.
see if it's better or worse to me than Shrek 1.
Oh, that's fair. I thought you were gonna say than Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, and I was gonna say, dude, that
No, it's
is
definitely yeah,
yeah.
that
You
one.
can't do that. It's like
It's
it's
perfect.
night and day, because that
Yeah.
that second movie is fantastic.
Yeah, it
So
is.
do we want to actually even rate this movie, or is it just not worth
Um,
it?
do you think it's under 5? Because I feel under 5.
It's definitely under 5 because like a 5
Yeah.
is like
I think it-
an
A
average. Like
5's like an
I
average
might
movie.
watch that again. Is a 5, but like I don't
This
want.
no.
I don't see
Maybe
myself
like a
ever.
2. I'm between like 2 and 3. I
I'll give it
don't
a
care enough to
3.
pick one.
I'll give it a 3
It's between
because
2.
I like Puss in Boots, and he's in the
Yeah.
movie. Oh wait, no, he
Yeah.
he has a good scene where he's saying goodbye to all the cats. I'll give it a 3.
Yeah.
I'll give it a
Yeah,
3
that's
because
true.
of that.
And it's like, "Ooh, how are you?"
How are
Like the new
you?
cat comes in.
Oh, parting
Yeah.
is such sweet sorrow. Good stuff. No, I don't
Yeah,
want
but yeah,
to.
you're right. You convinced me. It's a 3. Puss
It's
in
a
Boots
3.
saves it.
Puss in Boots is
Puss in Boots, the
everything.
only good character in the movie.
Actually, facts. I don't want to talk about my personal stuff because that spoils part of the what we watch and what we stuff. So let's go into news. And the first one is something really cool and it makes me really happy.
Hit me with it.
I am. So I think last time we talked news, I mentioned how Oda, who did One Piece, his very first manga he ever wrote, which was something called Monsters, which follows a samurai killing a dragon. And this is canon to the MCU. This is canon to the One Piece universe, and it's being made into an anime next year. I think it'll be just either 3 episodes or a movie, something like that. So that's going to be directed by the guy who directs Jujutsu Kaisen. So a One Piece, a One Piece movie directed by a Jujutsu Kaisen director. That thing is
Who's
going
the
to be.
animation studio? Did they say? Is it
Uh,
like Mappa? Mappa gets everything now.
it's Studio E and H. I think they're good. Do you mind looking them up and seeing what they have done? Actually, I'll do it because I have their name up here. It'd be easier. Do you have any news or anything while I do this?
I just have the NFL news.
Oh yeah, go ahead and do that while I pull this up.
Yeah. So I know you said you might have talked about it. So Trey Lance has been officially traded from the 49ers after the 49ers traded the equivalent of 3 first-round picks to get him. They traded him for a 4th-round pick. So they essentially wasted 3 first-round picks, which those were to the Dolphins. And in exchange, the Dolphins managed to get Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Tua, maybe? So basically the core of their offense in exchange for Trey Lance, who the 49ers didn't even give a chance to. He got hurt and then didn't play, and then hurt and didn't play, and then now he lost to Sam Darnold for QB2. And they are using Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy, as their starting QB because he won them. He pretty much got them, like, I can't remember if it's to the Super Bowl or like right before. I think it's right before. I can't remember. But so Trey Lance is officially traded to Dallas, and then that moves to the Cowboys news of Will, I think it's Greer. So I apologize if I said that wrong, but it was pretty much news that the Cowboys were going to be getting rid of him instead of in favor of Trey Lance.
Which is so dumb because wasn't he playing really bad? I'm sorry, I'm joining this late because I was looking at the thing.
Trey Lance was not good.
Yeah,
he did not look
good. Nathan was telling me, and I guarantee you just said it, but that the 79ers was the one that had him before?
49ers.
49ers. So I don't, you knew what
79ers is basketball.
Yeah, I know. That was just really dumb on my part.
Yeah.
But yeah, they traded a bunch of their first round picks for that guy, and then he ended up just being terrible.
Not even that. He wasn't supposed to be bad. He got hurt.
Yeah.
He hurt himself, and then he had to wait. And then he came back, and then he hurt himself again, and then he basically had to reteach himself how to throw twice.
That's crazy.
And then they kept giving him the worst scenarios, and they just never gave him a chance. So it is the unluckiest start to an NFL career that I have ever seen.
So
he was supposed to be really good, but he just never got a good chance. And then now
Jags looking crazy. Did you see their game against the Dolphins on Sunday?
I did.
They did so good. I'm so proud. No, Saturday. Sorry, not Sunday.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of them.
Let me get to this Dallas game. This Dallas game is crazy. So Will Greer, the guy who the Cowboys pretty much told that he will not be with them anymore after Trey Lance got there, they let him play the entire preseason game. He was 29 for 35 with 305 yards, 2 passing, 2 rushing, and 90 rushing yards. It is one of the craziest performances I've ever seen, and now they're just going to let him walk for a guy that couldn't do anything.
Hell yeah, man.
He was outstanding. Genuinely jaw-dropping. People are speculating that the Cardinals are going to trade for him since Kyler Murray's now out.
Wait, where is he going? Is he just sitting bench?
Well, probably released. Probably not on an NFL team.
Why?
Because Trey Lance.
Did he play ass last season?
Trey Lance?
No, the one that played really good.
The Will Greer? He just didn't play. He's never played.
He's never played, and he did incredible. And they're like, you know what? We're just gonna make it so
he was their 3rd round guy. He's 28 years old. His season stats for 2023 is 500 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 pick. So he's just a backup guy.
Yeah.
So he went out and he played the entire preseason game, which isn't against the top options in every team. So they're not playing all their starters, but he still put up basically 400 yards in total, 305 rushing and or 95 rushing, or 305 passing, and then 90 rushing and 4 touchdowns total.
Hmm.
How do you let that walk?
Yeah, I don't even know,
he is
man.
28. That's a solid backup.
That is really insane
That guy looked
they're
good.
not even benching him. They're just getting rid of him.
Yeah, but
That's crazy.
there's speculation that the Cardinals will trade for him.
That'd be hype.
And, yeah, since the
Who-
Cardinals starter is out, Kyler Murray, and Colt McCoy is their backup, and he's just really old, and he's never been anything more than like a
Fine.
travel guy who
Yeah.
just goes everywhere as their backup. So hopefully he gets a start there, because there were jokes going around that, oh my God, Cardinals found the new starting quarterback.
That's funny.
And then most importantly, the Broncos won. They beat the Rams 0-41.
Let's go! Let's go, Broncos!
Yes. And you would think, oh man, I guarantee you Russ had one insane game. It was not. It was Jordan Stidham.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I doubt it.
Well, it's 17 for 28 with 230 yards. It is the best the Broncos offense has looked all preseason.
Also, one thing I want to say is I think it's really funny that the week that the news talks about how crazy the Ravens are going, they lose.
I know. I knew it was going to happen.
It's
so
a
stat that
obvious.
does not matter.
No,
it does not matter.
Correct, and they definitely did that so they can win bets and stuff like that, because they were like,
I know.
Everyone's going to be putting money on us to win this, so let's lose and then pay out. And I'm like, yeah.
Yes, and Stupid. Not even because they won their first week.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
they had this okay, don't get me wrong. Yes, try in preseason. You're you're fighting for starting spots. Fight. Actually try, right? And it's good that you win a ton. It's good. But having 28 consecutive ones, I don't care. I really don't.
Yeah. I don't either.
Congratulations. You can play your starters against the backups and win every single game, and it won't mean anything. It just means, your backups were better, or they just played better, or they were just on a roll, or
it's a
they
stat
were in
just for betting. That's literally it. It's such a stupid.
That's literally it. It's just to make people bet and focus on the Ravens games and try and call whenever they're going to lose, or try and just ride their win streak for wins. Yes, it was very dumb.
But the Jags, baby, woo!
The Jags, yeah, they're looking good.
Yeah, they are. I'm really happy about that.
Side note is all of the Ravens quarterbacks look exactly like Lamar. They have them all side by side. I guarantee you, if they did not have numbers on, I would not be able to tell which one was Lamar. They throw exactly the same. They stand exactly the same. They all are built the same. It's insane. I think
haven't seen Lamar in a while, but he has long hair, right?
I don't think.
In Black Ops 3, he had long hair.
I think he might have cut it.
How dare he? He's changing my image of him.
Yeah, that's it. He's like, man, this is that guy. I can't know who I am.
Actually, facts. All right, so
I also might just be wrong if this is his recent picture.
Let's go! I knew it. It looked good on him. Why change it? But
it is sick.
So the the E&H production anime company has only made 3 things, and one of them is the Monsters thing that's coming out.
What are the other 2?
Never heard of them. Ninja Kamui and Project Bullet.
Oh.
I mean, I don't really care as long as it looks good. I don't know what these are. Huh?
You said Jujutsu Kaisen director, right?
Yeah, the director of Jujutsu Kaisen.
So I mean, if anything, this could be good for the studio.
Exactly. I trust Oda with all of my heart, because apparently
he seems to know what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously. But he made the first ever good live action anime using a studio that made the live action Cowboy Bebop. So I think I trust him at least a little bit. By the way, I'm so excited for that. I have not seen the new live action One Piece yet, but everyone and their mom says it's good. Everyone who's seen it early says it's good. It comes out this Thursday. Actually, it'll come out the day that this podcast goes on YouTube. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so anyone who's excited about that, we can watch it together.
Which will also be whenever Jujutsu Kaisen officially returns.
True. Yeah. Oh my god, I'm so excited for that, man. I watched the trailer.
Because I immediately went past it. Did not look at it.
You didn't watch it? Oh, me and G
Nope.
were too
I
excited.
saw
We
it.
watched
I
it.
saw it. Oh my god, the trailer, and I
There's
scrolled through.
nothing in it. We were like, well, not nothing. There's obviously stuff in it, but it moved by. The shots moved too fast for me to like put together what's happening.
Okay.
Except for the end bit, it had like an attack from one of the characters.
Okay. Yeah, but I am so excited
Oh
for the
yeah,
return of
man.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, man.
I need that right
Guess
now.
who started watching it?
Chandler?
Yeah. I walked in
Nice.
one day and he had season 1 on where Megami was fighting Toto, and that was making me really happy.
Good fight.
Hell yeah,
Megan was
man.
so good.
I like Megami, and Toto is my favorite character in the show.
You'll have to let me know how he reacts to the end of season 1 with Megami trying his domain expansion
Yeah.
when he's like it's incomplete. It's like it's sloppy
Yeah.
work. It's like sloppy work at best, but it'll do. And then he like
Yoriki
slams it together and he's like
Tenkai.
going up
Yeah,
insane.
and he's like,
Yeah,
ah.
you have to let me know what he thinks of that
Dude,
because I thought that was sick. That's my favorite. That might be my favorite moment from season 1,
me
other than
and
maybe
G,
like Purple or the
Purple's
fight that everybody quotes with the like the wham bam like Shamala with the
yeah,
like
Boogie
yeah.
Woogie. That is
Yes.
my favorite fight in the show because I love Toto with all of my heart. I love how the guy is just a beefcake who is literally mentally insane. I
Yeah.
love that. And his stupid Boogie Woogie is so good. Oh my god.
Yeah.
This weekend, I guess
It's
this is
such
a
a
spoiler.
strong power.
I know, right? I think this
He
is a
just
spoiler for the rest of the
smokes.
podcast. But me and G were biding time because we were waiting for like a food. We were making chili, and
Mhm.
and we were like, let's just watch our favorite scenes from season 1 of Jujutsu Kaisen. And we put on Hana versus Toto and Itadori. We put on Nanami and Itadori beating the shit out of Mahito. That is
Yeah,
so
that was
good.
a good one. Whenever
Yeah.
he like loses his rage, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's great, man.
Where
That
he
that
snaps.
the
Yeah.
show is just so good. And then finally we ended it with the Megami doing his domain. Powerful domain.
Was it the one quote that Itadori says during his rage always gives me chills. He's like, the next words I said came from so like in the absolute bottom of my like gut that it made everything else I've said feel like a lie. And then
Yeah.
he's like, I will kill you.
Yeah, that's
It was
good.
awesome. It was so awesome.
You gotta love those moments that are so
Oh.
hard it brings you to the manga, going black and white.
Yeah, he actually was like
Yeah.
he broke it and returned to manga.
Yeah. Me and G were taught because we were theorizing stuff like related to Ghetto, and we were watching the end of the movie again to see how damaged he was because we were debating on how fucked up he was because I was saying that maybe he made some sort of deal with a curse and that's why he's like stronger in the season rather than in the movie. But we actually didn't really come to any conclusion on that. It was just a nice discussion. But where was I on with? Oh, we were talking about Yuta because I just bought the book. Well, it's now down there. But Yuta looks so depressed in the book. They made him just look like the saddest boy there was.
I mean, look what he went through. He saw his
Yeah,
like
true.
basically best friend die right in
Yeah,
front of
but
him.
he looks like a
He was
Simon
fucking-
role in the movie, man.
He does.
Yeah, like I want to hug both of them, but for like different reasons.
Yeah, that's funny.
One of them's because one's sad, and the other one's because like he's just cute.
Yeah.
Okay. Next bit of news. Oh wait, I guess I talked about this already. It was the One Piece thing. It was Oda saying, "Look forward to it," and he said it'll be fun. And then they showed the pictures of the snails with Garp. That's my guy. Okay, sorry, I'm jumping around here. Okay, this is something I am personally really excited about. I actually was talking extensively about Godzilla earlier today with Chi whenever we woke up. Because there's 2 Godzilla things coming out. There's one that's been in the works for a while, which is actually the reason why I haven't used my 1 month of free Apple TV Plus because I knew this was coming and I was like, I'm waiting for it. It's
I haven't used
Godzilla.
mine either.
Yeah, no, I'm waiting because Godzilla Legacy of Monsters is a TV show that comes out on Apple TV Plus where Kurt and Wyatt Russell play the same person. They're father and son, but they play the same person over time, and I just think that's such a fantastic idea. And it just looks good because this show, I'm not a fan of a lot of the things Apple has created, but I am looking forward to like 1 or 2 shows apart from this one. But I know the backstory of this one is just some people came up with a really good Godzilla idea, and no one would pick it up because it's Godzilla and it costs money. But Apple was like, "Oh yeah, we'll do that." So I'm actually really excited for this. There is another Godzilla thing coming out, but I'm not excited for it at all because it is going to be a movie that is the result of the writer's strike because that's coming out. So Dune was. I guess I'll go over this big old news. So to make like this thing work for companies, they're rearranging a bunch of movies. I'm not saying that in a good way. I'm 100% on the side of the strike, but the movies companies are still going to be moving things around because even though they're the bad guys, they're still going to try to make as much money as possible during this. And they moved Dune from November 3rd of this year to March 14th of next year because of like marketing and a lack of work on it. Aquaman has been moved around again. Oh, this is by all Warner Brothers, by the way, because they're all mixing it up. And they announced 2 movies to be made now for 2 years from now, which is an incredibly short amount of time for both of these films, and you'll see why. They're making another Kong and Godzilla movie, and I just can't imagine that would be good, because let's be honest here. None of the monster movies have exactly the best plots ever, but like a monster movie during the writer's strike, that shit is going to be terrible. That shit is going to be horrible. I'm not excited for that at all. And the other movie is Lord of the Rings.
You're lying.
I'm being dead serious. Fantasy.
Like a remake?
No, not a remake. Just another movie in the story. So like, it's going to be horrible. You can't make a fantasy movie without a script. It's just not. It's not possible. It's not going to work out. Those movies are going to be fucking god awful, and I'm not excited for them at all.
This is gonna ruin the perfect streak that Lord of the Rings has.
Perfect streak.
Well, no, wait. Am I thinking of the right movie?
Lord of the Rings is incredible. Best trilogy of all time.
Yeah.
The movies that followed it were the prequel Hobbit films, which suck so much ass. And then
titled Lord of the Rings.
It's called The Hobbit.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought it was gonna be like titled Lord of the Rings, and it was gonna mess up the perfect. No. If you see Lord of the Rings, you can click it.
No. Lord of the Rings is fine. Like that trilogy is incredible. The 3 Hobbit movies are god awful. I haven't watched the new TV show, but apparently that's also bad. So Lord of the Rings hasn't exactly had something good for a while. And also that Gollum game came out, and that sucked.
I was so excited for that one too.
Really?
I thought it was gonna be good. Whenever it was just like released, it was like taking me through
everything. I didn't know it was
everything.
a thing.
I only did because I was like, at the time, I was reading Lord of the Rings for my one class, so I was talking about it a lot. So obviously, it started popping up a lot. Yeah.
That's super fair, man. That's super understandable. But I literally had no idea it was a thing until it came out and everyone hated it, which is sad. Yeah. It is. I don't know, man. I'm not saying that in the hope that they're going to be bad. I'm just being very emotive because that's who I am. As a Godzilla fan, I would love to have another good movie under my belt, but I just don't think it's likely. And I obviously like the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and I want those to be good. So hopefully I'm wrong. That'd be good. This is news that Skylar's gonna like. So the final season of Demon Slayer is just going to be released as multiple films.
I did see this news.
Yeah, that's cool, right? I think I like that.
Yeah. Like, they're not doing the same thing that Attack on Titan is, where it's just movie after movie after movie after movie, trying to drag it out as long as possible. From what I've seen of people saying, they're like, this is the best way they could have done it. Since all of these, it's like, with Demon Slayer, it's pretty much just one giant story, continuous thing that's just chopped up into episodes, so it kind of ruins the flow. Yeah. But one giant movie will probably bring it all together.
I think it's actually 2 movies. I think... Season 4 is coming in 2 years.
I thought it was one movie for each.
Yeah,
I thought there was 4 movies. Oh, yeah.
So season 4 is still happening. That we're still getting a season 4, but the final arc, which is called the Infinity Castle, I don't know what that means. Oh, wait, I'm guessing that's just the room that Mugen is in season 1.
I'm assuming it has something to do with Mugen.
Well, not Mugen. Muzan. Yeah, Muzan. Mugen is the train.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but I think we're gonna end up having 4 seasons and then 2 movies that stand on their own and not be a season. Like I don't think Infinity Castle is gonna Like, you know how Mugen had a movie and then they made the season thing
TV
on
show.
it? I don't think they're
Yeah.
doing that. I think they're just going to be making seasons
It's just movie.
1 through 4, and then there are going to be 2 movies that just cover the Infinity
I
Gauntlet.
think it's gonna be like the finale, like how Attack on Titan is like wrapping up in one
Yeah.
giant thing, except that Attack on Titan isn't wrapping up in one giant thing.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I'd
so
say
I
it's more
think it's
like
gonna be
Peaky
like
Blinders.
better. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either, but I just know that season 6 ended not too long ago, and they're making a movie that's going to like end the series. So that's coming out, I think, in a year or two. So
Yeah,
I think
right.
they're following a very similar path.
I am very excited for Demon Slayer, though.
Mhm.
I'm very
I
excited
think
for
that's
it.
going to be good. Final thing that I have. There's probably more news. I just didn't see it. So previously, the FNAF movie's runtime was 3 hours long, and that was the confirmed runtime. But as of last week, the confirmed runtime has been removed from all sites. So people are thinking they are shortening the movie, which is valid because I love FNAF a lot, but I was not exactly excited to sit there for 3 hours.
I could see it being like
I'd say 2:30.
2:30,
Yeah,
2:40.
I think 2:30 is fine. There's a lot of story in the movie. Like, contrary to popular belief, the lore is quite. Saying that to a FNAF fan, if I say contrary to popular belief, they'd punch me in the face. But like to the average person, contrary to popular belief, FNAF has like a lot of story to it. But yeah, that's all my news. I did a 12-hour film contest last week, and I
How did it
choreographed.
go?
It went fantastic, and I am gonna post it on my channel probably tomorrow. So you
A
guys,
quarter past lunch, right?
huh?
A quarter past lunch.
Yeah, quarter past lunch.
Spoiler,
And
by the way.
yeah, well, obviously I didn't make it by myself. I worked with my amazing and awesome friends in the Student Film Society, and we started at 8 in the morning and just came up with this really stupid idea and just went for it. And it was a lot of fun to make it. And I honestly really wish I could do more things like this. And I'm just I'm just looking at the one of our friends did like a director of photography thing where they took a bunch of pictures of like the behind the scenes. And I was looking at all that, and it just is a lot of fun. Like, there's me kicking. So yeah, no, so this podcast comes out on Thursday, so it should already be out. Please go watch that because it was a ton of fun, and then go watch it again on the Student Film Society YouTube. Because no, that was great though. I want to do more things like that, and I think throughout the semester, I know throughout the semester I'm going to be posting more short films if I can. I have a lot of video ideas that I'm working on. By a lot, I mean 3. So
That's fun.
yeah, so I'm almost done with Broly. I was just giving Skylar the rundown of what I am doing with that. That should be coming out at the latest it will be is next Wednesday. Is this video is coming out, so be on the lookout for that. What date is that by chance?
Would that be like the 7th?
Yeah, something like that. The 9th. Wait, that's wrong. That's August. The 6th. The 6th is my furthest goal. Like, it'll probably be out before then, but at the moment, look at that date if you are very interested in that, because it's gonna be fun. I think I did a good job writing and doing all my animations on that one. I'm really excited to come out with that. Before we get into we've been talking a while.
Yeah, none of it's a Shrek.
Yeah, none of it's Shrek. I'll be really quick with this one though. I watched. This will actually connect into what we're watching, so it'll be like a perfect transition. The next thing I'm working on is a what makes a movie good video, because I just recently watched Dead Poet Society, and if you've seen that movie, there's a very infamous scene at the beginning of it where Robin Williams asks the class to tell him what is poetry, and they read off a long page where they're talking about the 2 things that go into what makes poetry good. And then at the end of it, he's like, throw it away because that's stupid. Poetry is how you feel, not you can't like calculate it. And I kind of really think that's the exact same thing for movies. And throughout my entire schooling, I've been taught like films are supposed to be tight. Like they're supposed to do this thing. But like if you look at from a logistics standpoint, a good movie is a movie that makes a lot of money, not a movie that is tight. Because if you look at it, most artsy films don't make a ton of money and they're not very successful. So, what is successful about a movie that is tight if it doesn't get to anyone? But that's not the point either. What makes a good movie is how the audience feels about it. And I'm going to make a video about that in which I kind of do what I just did, but in a longer way, in which I talk more about my personality, my feelings towards it, and then I'm going to relate that to a movie I like that people don't like.
Oh
So,
yeah.
Yeah. So
Bring
beyond
on the haters.
no, it's
Right?
not haters. My intention, my goal is to make people look at movies a little bit differently. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's more of like a passion project than like just a fun video. But yeah, that's coming after Broly.
So what have you been watching?
Have I been watching? Dead Poet Society, great movie. I actually think that every person and their mom should watch that because I think the message is incredible, genuinely. And Robin Williams is just the best. R.I.P.
Hmm.
What else I've been watching? I've been watching a lot of Fire Force because I've been doing a lot of work, and I like putting that show on in the background while I work. We are like got to be 5 episodes from the end of Teen Wolf now, and
Gotta be 5.
no, I meant like I don't remember what episode we were on, but I think we're at the end, and that's actually going pretty good. I didn't know that Tyler Posey, who plays Scott in that show, actually ended up directing a lot of the ending episodes. And that's kind of interesting to me. Sorry, that was just something random. I really wasn't expecting that out of him because he ended up producing the show. It really seems like towards the end of the show, it was just a passion project for Tyler, who's the main character, Scott.
That's good though.
And yeah, I'm completely fine with that. Passion projects make the best stuff, at least in my opinion.
Spoiler.
Yeah, I actually don't think this season's the best season. I think season 5 is the best season. But what else did I watch? Me and G are approaching the final world in Crash 1.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. I'm really happy about that. We're about to be done with it. We're facing some really difficult levels. We're facing the what's regarded as one of the most difficult levels in video games right now, and it was really pissing us off, so we had to stop. It is really hard. Oh my god. It's been a really long time since I played a platformer like this. I'm used to playing Zelda, which is something I played this weekend. That's Pokemon Scarlet there that I bought not too long ago, and I'm having a lot of fun with that. It's very laggy. They haven't fixed that. That is incredibly annoying. But it's really I like all the new Pokemon. I think they're cute. All right, Skylar, what have you been watching, reading, etc.
So me and Lily, I think last time we were on, we finished Demon Slayer. So we were looking for a new show to watch, and Skylar recommended Black Mirror. So we put on the first 2 episodes. We didn't like it.
I didn't think so. No.
And then we went and started Ozark.
Ooh,
and we're
okay.
a decent amount through that, and we are enjoying it so far. We're probably gonna watch it later because she's going to a spin class. So probably watch it whenever she gets back. And then I personally am like I think I'm on season 2, episode like 4 of The Boys.
Oh, yeah,
Season
nice.
2 is so boring to me.
Okay. I don't think it's
Nothing is
boring.
happening.
I don't think it's as good as season 1 or 3.
Season 1.
Just
Yeah,
stick with it, man.
I
Season
know.
3
I know. I'm
is
trying.
so good.
I
Season
know.
3 is
telling
like you
myself.
don't understand. Like
I keep telling myself that this is like one of the
Season
people
3
keep telling me like season 3 is the
good. Season 3 is the shit, man. Like it really is.
Yeah.
When you meet Soldier Boy, it's done. It's gonna be your favorite
Yeah.
show. You're gonna meet Soldier Boy, and you're gonna be like, everything's better now.
So I've been doing that. I've been playing some Arceus again.
Oh hell yeah!
Just because like you talking about it all the time, and I was like, okay.
It's the best Pokemon game. It simply is.
Yeah, it is. It's
Yeah.
not even close. And then I have been reading One Piece. I am on I'm in the middle of chapter 113 right
What
now.
are they on?
Luffy and Zoro just fought.
Oh, so they're on whiskey. My mom is grinding through One Piece like crazy.
It's because I told her I was catching up. She got nervous and started going crazy.
No, she finished an entire arc in like 2 days. So I watched. I'm gonna just say the names of the islands, and I know Skylar's not gonna get it until he does. So that's really all that matters, you know. Like you don't know about the next island until they're leaving for the next island. So me saying the name
I
of
believe I'm about to leave.
Whiskey Peak.
Yeah.
Okay, so I last Thursday I went home and I watched basically all of Little Garden with my mom because like I was doing a big cinema thing last week and I was really busy and Thursday like our event got canceled so I was like I have the entire day so I'm gonna go home and just watch One Piece with my mom and we finished all of Little Garden so she was moving on to Drum Island and she was like okay I'm not gonna watch anything on Friday and then Saturday she said she started Drum Island and then I talked to her today, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm on Alabasta," and I was like, "Mama Mac, you were zooming."
I know about Alabasta just because like the one person has to get
Yeah, they've
returned.
mentioned it. Yeah, but I'm not saying
Mhm.
in perspective to where you're at, but like,
Yeah.
I was so shocked to hear that my mom is zooming because she's like almost at the, she's getting to the parts of One Piece where you're getting like spoon fed the story a little bit. Like she's getting like well, you have already experienced some of that, and I'm not gonna say what you should have been paying attention to because you're not my mom. My mom really likes whenever I do that because so she knows like to like what to remember because there's so much in One Piece, and I was like,
Mhm. If
don't
it's
worry.
really obscure, I'll probably remember it just
Yeah,
because I always remember really obscure things.
yeah, I had a feeling you'd be fine with it, but like my mom was like, oh, I met this character, and I was like, in Drum Island? She was like, no, I'm on Alabasta. And I was like, oh, that's so weird. I'm really proud
Yeah.
of her. All right, sorry for
Was
cutting you
it
off. Go ahead.
I didn't like, it's Whiskey Peak, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. Not a giant fan. I like I like the beginning was kind of slow to
Hmm.
me. I kind of saw the twist that I thought they were gonna do something like that. So, like obviously, I
Yeah,
think he wanted me to see that,
yeah.
and because if he didn't, I would not have seen it.
Yeah,
Uh, but I like how I like whenever Zorro. I like how he was
yeah,
like a main piece because I hardly
that
ever
was
get to see
sick.
him do anything. So I like being able to see him,
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
and
whoa.
then
Homie
how
just
he
completely just ignored Baratier. Homie doesn't see him do anything. Yeah, whatever. Fought
yeah.
against
Well, I got to
Mihawk.
see him do. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
that was
messing with you.
sick.
I'm messing with you.
That one was really cool,
Yeah.
but, like, it went from that into pretty much him not really doing much,
Yeah,
I
because he was a
think?
little fucked up,
Yeah.
but yeah, he didn't do much.
Yeah, yeah, but he wasn't doing, like,
Yeah, he didn't.
this.
Yeah, he didn't do that.
Yeah, he was doing
I really
this,
like the
and
moment
then
on.
Nami came
Sorry,
in. I thought the fight between Luffy and Zoro was so funny
you
just
like
because
that?
Luffy refused to listen. And then he was like, at the end, they're like, "Hey, why did you just tell me that?" And Zoro just looked.
Yeah, it's good stuff,
It's
man.
like the screaming text.
Yeah,
That's like you just weren't listening.
I really see. The funny
He's like,
thing
I
is,
thought you just went out and started killing people.
I actually that was the only bit of Whiskey Peak I didn't like whenever I first read it for the first time because I was like,
Luffy for
oh
Zoro.
yeah, or I was like,
I
oh,
like
this
that.
is
I didn't like
a.
the other people.
I didn't like
I
the other
don't.
people either, but they're not like a big section of it, and I'm not gonna say much because you're definitely not done with it yet. But
Yeah,
all of Whiskey Peak is pretty decent as towards setting up the bigger arc that you're
yeah.
getting into, and I
I feel like
respect it
starting
for
to.
that. But I really, whenever I first read One Piece, I guess this is a spoiler for my next One Piece video that probably will release in like 5 months. I just don't have a feeling of going through it right now. Um, but I felt like that was upsetting to me because I was like, why doesn't Luffy just listen? But obviously now looking back on it, that's completely in character
Yeah.
of him to do that. I like Whiskey Peak. I think you're gonna like the next one. I think you're gonna
Um.
like the next island.
So I'm at the part where they know the big boss's name,
Oh, so
and
you know Vivi, blue
I'll
girl.
have to. The princess, right?
Yeah. Okay. Good. I didn't
Yes.
want to say
Yes.
that because I didn't know
I
if
do
you
know
got
her,
that.
and
I
I know
really.
that they are taking her back to Alabasta
Oh, so
for the
you still
that's
don't like
whenever
it
Nami
after
came
that?
in. It's okay. I'm just more so excited to get out of here and
That's
get
fair.
to Alabasta, just because I thought like was it Mr. Five? Is that what they called him?
I
I
think
know
so.
it was Five. Is it Mr.?
Yeah, Mr. Five.
But
Yeah,
and
all of
then
them are
Mrs. like
Mr.
Mrs. Wednesday is a different one. I don't know. I didn't really like
I thought the
them
bomb guy
per
was
se.
stupid. I think the Kilo Kilo girl is also stupid because
Her
like
power was funny.
Her
It's like I can
power.
either go from 1 to, what, 10,000 kilos?
Yeah, man.
That's so random.
It's so weird, man. But something I
There was, like,
hated
a different fruit that just came up. It was the, like,
the
boom boom
nose.
fruit.
Yeah, yeah, because he can make any
Boom
part of
boom?
his body explode,
Yeah,
but he
and
chooses
he just
to only pick boogers.
no, he did something else. He
Oh
did
yeah,
one other
he
thing.
kicked someone, didn't he?
Yes,
It's stupid.
I think
Regardless,
so.
it's stupid. I don't enjoy it. He has such an
Yeah,
awesome power.
I agree. I think his currently might be other than Luffy's, because Luffy's fruit's still my favorite, but I think the boom boom fruit might be second
I
just because of what
can't
you
wait
can do
for
for me to
800
meet.
episodes until you get to the food fruit or whatever the heck it was.
Oh, the num num fruit,
Yeah,
the
the
one I
num.
made up?
Yeah, the num num fruit. My favorite.
Is that what it is?
No, I don't think that's what it is, but
Um,
it is. That is
man,
what it is.
yeah,
It
I
honestly was
remember I
really
grew up
funny
with
that you described that fruit exactly to me.
that.
For context, me and Skylar did
Yeah,
a stream
but
at the beginning of summer, and I asked him if he were to have a devil fruit, what would it be? And this was long before he started One Piece, and he described the exact fruit that Big Mom's chef has. And I wasn't at that point yet, so I didn't realize it, and it was really funny.
um, what is it? I'm excited because I know I've seen like their power system, and obviously I've seen like some things. I know like hockey is like another thing that comes up, and I'm excited to get to that power scale because
Just wait.
I think I'm gonna enjoy that one more than the fruits.
I don't know,
Maybe
man.
I don't know. I really enjoy the fruits, but at the same time, I know nothing about hockey, so I'm literally picturing like my perfect thing in my mind.
Yeah, I'm
But
not going to describe what hockey is because I think learning about it slowly is like the best way to experience it. But I
I
really
think I'm
enjoy.
also
Sorry.
I think I'm halfway to Gear 2. I saw like a slight spoiler and I saw it was like high 200s was like the episode. So it's like I feel like it's roughly close to like chapter and episode or like ish. So I feel like I'm decently close to
I
Gear 2.
don't think
I'm so
so
pumped.
actually because my mom paused on episode 100, which is in Alabasta.
Oh,
I think
well
there's
maybe
just
it's
so much
not then
filler in
considering I'm
the
on
anime.
113.
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I don't think that adds up. But
I don't know because I was looking at the Arlong fight and I thought that one was in like the 80s.
yeah,
I must be remembering it wrong.
I don't know, man. It's
I don't
it's
know.
complicated because there's a lot of filler in the anime. Um,
Yeah,
I had something to
but
say. It's gone.
I am excited to see more of the different devil fruits and like obviously the different power systems and different big bosses because I feel like where I'm at, I'm on the verge of like one that's gonna be like my favorite arc.
Hmm.
I feel like I'm right around the corner,
Yeah,
and right now
yeah,
it's like
you're
the
right
slow
there.
before the storm.
Hmm.
Yeah. So like obviously I read a lot from the arc before this one up into this one, and then I went decently slow through this one. Like it's probably taken me like a week. I've been like making sure I read like a chapter a night or like close to it, so I can still continue moving on. But I've been going through this one decently slow, and like taking like slight hiatuses. Like certain days, I just wouldn't touch it at all because Whiskey Peak isn't bad, but I just feel like it is a lot slower than the One Piece I
I,
wanted it
I
to
don't
be.
deny that.
Yeah, so
I like Zoro
but
one-on-oneing everyone though. I really enjoy that. I
yes,
think that's cool.
I did too.
Yeah,
Like the 1v100 and he's just running
yeah,
and beating everyone all at once. Yeah, it's crazy.
absolute goat.
Like that part I read decently fast
Yeah,
because I like that part. But um I feel as though I am in the calm before the storm
you are.
and I am thoroughly excited to get to the next part. But
I don't know how to describe
I agree.
the
You don't
next
have to.
parts.
I'm kinda like picturing it in my head, but I
I
think
don't want you to picture it
Alabasta
too
is
high. Too high. So like the next arc is like I'd say
and
a 7.5, but with like a 10 concept in it. And I think you'll understand that whenever you get to it. And then the next one
hopefully.
after that is like I don't want to say my opinion on it because I think people are gonna kill me. I think it's like a 6, but like it has a 10 moment in it. But the one after that is really good through and through. So
Yeah. So I like obviously now they're at the Grand Line, which was the like big
main
plot
goal.
point that they set up for Luffy is to
Hmm.
get to the Grand Line, and they set up that for essentially every character is to get to the Grand Line,
Hmm.
except for Nami. Really, hers was just saved for village at first,
No,
but now she,
her dream is to chart the world.
yeah, yeah, but it was save for village, chart the world.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And then Zoro's is now defeat. Is it Mihawk?
Mihawk.
Yeah, Mihawk. Yeah.
Dude, I
It's
think that
defeat
was the
him.
greatest way to introduce that character
Me too.
ever.
He was sick.
He is just such he's as strong as characters where I'm at, and he just appeared in like season 3. Like what?
Yeah.
What is
It
that?
was I love that he was like using like such a
Yeah, he's like,
tiny
I'm
I
sorry, I
believe it
don't
was
have
like
a
a very,
smaller
very, very
knife.
tiny, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. The tiniest thing ever, just stopping Zoro and
so
just
good.
absolutely piecing him up. It was very, very, very cool.
Ooh,
And then
I
not
like when Zoro puts the sword out and it goes through his arm, and he's like, I'll take it.
oh my gosh, Usopp's goal was pretty much
Be brave.
to yeah, go on the sea and have like brave stories and make all of his tall tales like true.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, why am I forgetting uh why am I forgetting the chef's name? Oh my gosh, I'm so mad.
Zeph, Sanji.
Yeah, Sanji. Oh my god.
Why did I think Zeph first? What the heck?
Yeah. And then Sanji's is obviously find the all blue
Yeah, the goat.
and that
You're gonna
which
like Sanji. I think you're gonna like Sanji a lot. I think he's probably
I
gonna
already
be.
like Sanji. I like how he kicks.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be your favorite character because he does some really cool stuff.
I also like how he's just always infatuated with any woman who crosses his eyes.
Man, I usually don't like the perv character. I'm not gonna lie. It's not my
Yeah.
favorite. I think it's done better with Sanji than it is in like most shows, especially like the
Yeah.
purple guy and My Hero.
Mineta.
Yeah, he doesn't
Yes.
deserve a name. Not in my head. He's purple guy.
But yeah, so but I'm very excited to move on. And I really like the one moment whenever Luffy and Zoro are fighting that they're actually beating the other two because they keep getting in their way.
Yeah.
And they like turn at one point and say like stop getting in our way.
Yeah. It's funny. They're
Yeah.
just such powerhouses. I do remember very much enjoying that on my first time through it because I remember describing the show to you whenever I first started it, and I was like, it's like One Punch Man, but instead of the main character being lazy, the main character is just stupid.
Very stupid.
Yeah. And
Yes.
man, it's really good whenever that changes.
I genuinely think he can only hold one thought at a time, and sometimes he struggles
He
with
doesn't
it.
have thoughts. That Oda said that. Oda said Luffy doesn't think. He's anything that he could possibly think, he just says out loud.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he'll be like, "Okay, I have to get to the Grand Line," and then the only the only thing he sees
Yeah.
is Grand Line, and everything else will happen, and it'll
Yeah.
be out of his like he has no more brain power left.
Yeah, exactly. He there was a fun little bit. Luffy does. You know how in anime they have the thought bubbles.
Yes.
In the
Luffy
entire
doesn't
show,
have one.
Luffy never has one.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Yeah,
I've
he just
noticed that
isn't.
so
He
far.
just doesn't think.
Like,
He doesn't ever.
because there was like I think there was one where I saw like over a span of a couple pages, I saw multiple thought bubbles, and I just saw Luffy, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
I was watching the behind the scenes for the live action one, and I was watching an interview with. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I am gonna attempt it because I respect this actor, but I'm just so bad at names, man. Enrique Godoy, the guy who plays Luffy. I'm sorry if I butchered your name if you ever watch this, but he was talking. He understands Luffy. He didn't watch the show before getting the role, but I 100% am convinced that he is Luffy because he was talking about how Luffy just acts whenever he's not the main character, and they showed a clip of it, and I was like, oh my god, this is fantastic. And it was just like he was describing Luffy, and he's like, he doesn't think, he just listens. He watches people and studies them, but doesn't like process the information. And they showed a little clip from the live action show where Kobe and someone were talking, and Luffy was just standing there like this, just looking at him, and I was like, that's fantastic. That's so good.
Whenever Zoro's not the main character, he's just sleeping. Whenever Luffy's not the main character, he's just staring.
He's just staring at them, and that's great. I think that's fantastic.
And then I also did really like the one scene where it was back at Arlong Park, I believe, whenever Nami's sister was telling it was Usopp and Sanji about Nami's past, and Luffy just walks away.
Yeah,
He's like,
I
just
don't
wanna know.
care. He was like, I'm here to save my friend. I don't care what
Yep.
the
Don't
reason
care.
is.
He just walked.
He's like, I don't care,
Zoro slept,
dude.
and Usopp Tanjiro listened.
That moment where Luffy walks by all the fishmen and they're like, "Why don't you reacting to this? We're scary," and he's like, "I don't care." That he does that like all the time.
Arlong Park is probably I want to say is my favorite at the moment. I loved that. It was so good. I loved whenever Luffy marched in. He's like, "Who is Arlong? Yeah, where is Arlong? Yeah, which one is Arlong? Yeah, genuinely not another thought in his mind other than beat Arlong.
That moment. There have been so many. Oh my god!
I thought Usopp had a good moment in that actually.
Yeah, I really like. I don't recommend this because it is insane to watch the show twice. But I would recommend doing it because it is the story.
I did watch the clip from that.
What?
Well, I went through and clicked the episode so I could watch the Arlong fight.
Yeah, well, that's not specifically what I mean. I meant like finishing the show and then watching it again. And I'm doing that with my mom. Well, I'm not actually watching every episode with her because I'm no longer at home. But I really enjoy watching the episodes again because there's a lot of good story elements that are just being hinted on. And they're so early on. And this is stuff that doesn't happen for like 700 episodes. And I'm just thinking to myself, how the fuck did he know that this was going to be this long? Like, can you mute real quick? Okay. I'll give you. I'll give you. Okay. There's a bit when Vivi and Zoro are on the candle cake, and Mr. 3 is turning them into candles, and she looks at Zoro and thinks, she thinks, this is giving me deja vu. I've met you before, and that's episode 80 is alluding to the freaking reincarnation thing from where the manga's at right now, because Vivi is a reincarnation of someone from 800 years ago, and Zoro is, I guess, the same or something like that, or one of his ancestors was there, and I don't know if he is a reincarnation, but like, what? Like, who? How the fuck? Okay, you're good. I was just giving the spoiler bit, and now I'm gonna discuss what I said, but like without spoilers, because I wanted you to be a part of here. I was watching that with my mom, and I turned and I was like, she knows the plot point that I just spoiled because
she's watching Gear 5 stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that I had to explain it to her and stuff. But there was a bit where that happened in one of the episodes we were watching, and I was like, Mom, what? Like, why is that there? I thought this was a storyline that he just came up with on a whim. It like, he just kind of was like, this is an idea I'm going to go with later on down the show. But the fact that that character said that thing at that moment blew my freaking mind. I was like, if you're watching this for the first time, that makes no sense. You're not going to understand that in the slightest. But like, it's such a nothing line that you're just going to skip over it. But I didn't, because I came from 1,000 episodes in the future. And I saw that and I was like, shit, that's cool.
Yeah.
God, man, his writing is so good. We're actually at 1 hour and 15 minutes. This is one of the longest podcasts I've ever done.
Yeah, despite Shrek being 20 minutes.
Despite Shrek being...
Honestly,
we talked about Shrek for 20 minutes and then talked about everything else for an hour. I'm still... This is the Shrek video. I'm still titling it Shrek and only Shrek.
Yeah, but you should just put like Shrek 3 and more.
Nope. Nope. I'm just... They're gonna think we really liked Shrek 3.
I don't think so. I think whenever I made the thumbnails, I was basing it off of the people who said it was a masterpiece.
Good, actually. That's actually really fantastic. I'll check that out later, but that's really funny.
Mm-hmm.
That's really great. Okay.
I think I did.
Well,
I think I put like not as bad as people thought. And I was very wrong.
True. No, you were so right.
It's not. Yeah. They'd probably give it a 0, technically.
That's true. Yeah. So we're at 1 hour and 14 minutes at the moment. Like literally right as I was saying that, it clicked into 1 hour and 14 minutes. So I think I have all my quarrels out for this week. How about you, Skylar?
I do too. I got pretty much all mine out with One Piece. I've been holding it in.
You got to read more. You got to catch up. My mom is lapping you.
I know. It's sad.
Yeah, so comment down below if you guys want us to watch any movies. We're approaching the end of our Shrekilogy, our Shrek marathon. Um, so if you guys have anything interesting you guys want us to watch, go comment down below. Go over to our TikTok. That is a thing, but it's basically just like a really quick edit of the beginning part of the podcast if you don't care to listen to the entire thing. Go to our Instagram at Mediak Podcast and watch my videos.
And our TikTok.
And I said that already, but yeah, watch our TikTok. Other than that, we'll
Yeah.
see you guys next week with Shrek 4. Bye.